81-year-old Angela Nahum is one of the most energetic octogenarians you'll ever meet. She plays a terrific game of ping pong. Is leading a terrific life. It began September 16, 1933, in Tripoli, Libya.
We left Libya in 1942, November 1942.
It was during World War II that, as an 8-year-old, Angela fled with her mother and other members of her family to German-occupied Bologna, Italy. It was like going from the frying pan into the fire.
The Germans started killing everybody, and it was really a mess.
Still on the run, they made their way to Rome, Italy, which was occupied by the British.
We got to Rome, and we got arrested as a spy. They thought we were a spy.
The British arrested you?
Yes, because I don't blame them. They put us in the camp. In the camp, we were treated very nice. They give us a room, food, but naturally for the small things. I went back to school at the time, me and my sister, my brother was a little, and my mom, she had to go back to work. There was no money.
5 years after fleeing to Italy, the family boarded a fishing boat to return to Tripoli, where her father had remained during the rest of her family's time in Italy. Her father owned a cafe, so Angela went to work for him as a cashier. It was in the cafe where Angela met her future husband. A then 20-year-old, there was a conflict with her father's instructions when the young man asked for credit. Angela told him,
I say, I'm sorry. My father told me it's no credit for nobody. He says, what you mean? I say, I mean what I meant, what I say. So he says, okay. He went to my father and he says, Mr. Cilio, your daughter, she doesn't want to give me credit. I guess she doesn't remember me. So my father came over and says, Angela, don't you remember who he is? I say, no, I don't. And you told me no credit for nobody. Says, he is Quintino, from the Nahum family. Oh, I say, okay, why didn't he say so?
You gave them special treatment, did you?
So, no. Okay, my father says, mark down his name on the book, and tomorrow he's going to come and pay you. I say, okay. So from there, slowly, we got in touch again. He comes in every other day, and to the cafe. He asked my father if he could take me to the soccer game with him and the bicycle, because who has a car before? Nobody had a car. And from one thing to another, we got in love. And I was 16, and we got married.
Got married, but only after resolving who would perform the ceremony. Angela's Roman Catholic priest or Quint's rabbi. The solution, a civil ceremony by a judge. When her mom found out she wanted to marry a person of another faith.
My mom, she beat me up. As soon as she found out.
Physically?
Physically. Physically. It wasn't no abuse those days. My father said, fine, you want to get married, but remember, don't come back and say, didn't work out, because you are on your own.
The marriage worked out for more than 60 years. After the 1967 Arab-Israeli Six-Day War, Arabs displayed anti-Semitic feelings against Jews living in Libya. So Angela and her family again leave their native land.
Leave the country, and then maybe you come back. But we knew that we don't going to come back. We knew. In the back of our mind, that was it. We're leaving, and we don't come back anymore.
Their new home was in Rochester, New York, USA. For 2 years, Angela worked in a department store as a fitter and tailor, her husband Quint in a garment factory. Then came a chance to buy their own tailor shop, but they did not have the money. A well-to-do friend sent them to his bank for a loan, told them to
ask for Mr. White and tell him that Mr. Braverman sent you. And he says, okay, what can I do for you? And my husband says, I need $40,000 loan. He says, how you think I'm going to give you $40,000 without no collateral, no nothing, just like this, just because you came and asked? He says, okay, let me think about it. He went out, he come back, and he says, okay, maybe he made a phone call to Mr. Braverman. I don't know. We paid it back every single penny. He made payment every month, and we pay back every single penny.
Their tailor shop in Rochester prospered, so they added a men's clothing store. After their youngest son, Lucky, who's now a clothing designer, after Lucky graduated college, he worked with them in their clothing store for 16 years.
My husband got sick, and we still had the shop, and the doctor said, this guy cannot work anymore. He has to have a quiet life, and if possible, to go someplace where it's warmer. And so Armando, my son, was already here in Atlanta. And when his father got sick and he was in the hospital, he almost died, he came over and he made a decision. He says, Dad, I never told you anything in my life, but this time I'm not listening to you. Give me the key of the shop, and I'm gonna make arrangement with the truck, and you're gonna move to Atlanta. The trucker came, we put everything in the truck, they pack everything for me and everything, and we came to Atlanta.
Just 6 months later, her beloved husband died from the leukemia.
From one that I had my children, my husband, my business, now I don't have nothing.
You have your friends.
I made the friends because I pushed myself out.
Those new friends are ping pong players who until now did not know this woman's intriguing life story. Her older son has known her for all but 17 of her years. Armando was born in 1950 when his mom was 17. He's now a video producer.
My mom devoted her entire life to her family. The love was always in the house. As a child, I had probably one of the best childhood anyone can have.
How might Armando eulogize his mother?
Devoted, a saint. I don't ever recall my mom saying anything negative about anybody.
Angela isn't sure how she'd like to be remembered, but
And what Armando said will be just fine.
what a life Angela has lived. At 81, what a life she's living. I'm Don McClellan.